Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone. As usual, we'll start at 1 minute and 30 seconds. We'll give few minutes or few more seconds. All right, so we can get started. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are joining from. Today is episode number 23 of One Shot Show. And we are excited today to talk about ChatGPT, right? And we have covered a lot of AI harnesses in the past. We covered DeepSeek, how you can connect DeepSeek to Claude. We also have covered Claude Code app updates in a recent episode. We also covered how Cowork has come in, how it compares. Sorry, not Cowork. The Codex app has come in and compare with Claude Code. So we have been covering the ChatGPT side of it, Codex side of it. The Claude is heavily focused in the one shot show, and right now we are almost up to date with most of what has happened in the near past. Today, we thought that Claude, the OpenAI side of the world, where ChatGPT has brought in a lot of updates into the app. They are trying to merge things together, same as Claude Super App. So why not we cover that aspect as well for people who are using the ChatGPT side of things. So today there won't be much of slideshow, more of the the UI walkthrough. Window is going to provide us, as he has been like more working with the new updates that has happened into the ChatGPT side. And yeah, I mean, Window, over to you, and we are excited to see the new updates, learn from them.
All right. I'm excited to share like all of the feature, all of like the new features on ChatGPT Work because of the recent update from OpenAI. So I think like in I think like in my experience, like the major AI labs, whether it is Anthropic or like OpenAI, they don't really spend so much time in terms of like explaining all of the features that available inside of their apps, right? Whether it is on Cloud Code Desktop or ChatGPT Work or Codex. So I feel like there are a lot of things that people don't know on how to leverage all of the features there, and then like how is it compared? Because like if you let's say if you use Codex or Cloud Code, so most of the people maybe I don't know like how percentage of them, but I feel like some of people maybe still using terminal uh, while you can do so much thing if you kind of like move to the app because there are so much uh, change to the app itself. And yeah, I think we're going to cover all of those features, and yeah, there will be a lot of things that we'll cover today. So yeah, I don't have any slides, but we'll run through each of the features live, and I will show you my kind of like ChatGPT work apps, and then how I use it to handle my day-to-day workflow, whether it is like writing newsletter or growing the audience for my personal brand, or like running my agentic academic course as well. So yeah, let's get into this. So in case any questions, just put on the chat, and then we'll go through together.
Yeah, I'll moderate them,
Yeah.
Window, for you.
Thanks, Dheeraj.
And those of you, like we have already shared in the past episodes, like how Codex and Claude can work together as well. If you have not watched that episode, you can go and watch that episode as well. If you are running like a backup and a primary version of your harnesses too.
All right. So yeah, there are 10 features that we are going to cover today. The first one is the plugin and skill, importing. So I think the second point, which is the importing Cloud Code setting to ChatGPT Work, I think this is important because like, so we know like for around like quarter one and quarter two, kind of like Anthropic model has been, had been growing so fast, and then people are kind of like shifting towards from ChatGPT into Cloud Code. But because of the recent codex update as well as the ChatGPT Work, more and more people are actually already tired with all of nonsense from Anthropic, like maybe like they don't really like the recent Opus 5, or maybe they kind of like spend, so they kind of like hit their limits on their token spend over the week. So I think it's much more makes sense that basically there are like alternatives that you can explore, which is currently more and more people actually using ChatGPT Work. And I think like ChatGPT Work is already so good in terms of the handling any type of knowledge work. So that's why, and me personally as well, I've been kind of like shifting so way more often to the ChatGPT Work right now compared to the Cloud Code. So we'll have like a import setup, or like import settings from Cloud Code, so you can move all of your projects from Cloud Code setting into ChatGPT Work. And we'll go through the browser access. I think the browser access is still like a underrated feature because previously OpenAI has Atlas as their kind of like browsing system, but they shut down the Atlas, and then right now they just merge everything into ChatGPT Work with the built-in browser access. So basically, inside of ChatGPT Work, you can just deploy your agents to browse your website, and there is also like another cool thing that you can do as well by using the browser access. And then four is site. So basically, by using ChatGPT Work, you can build website, and it's already, and it will be uploaded, or like it will be hosted inside of OpenAI. So right now, let's say if you are content creator and then you want to build landing page or lead magnet, right, where people sign in their email, and then you capture their email, right? So you can just build it by using ChatGPT Work, by using their feature sites, and then you can host it inside of OpenAI, and then you can just run it like very quick. And there is also like a feature to edit your website inside of ChatGPT Work. So we'll go through that. And then the five is thread maxing. I think this is a really cool feature recently from ChatGPT. So basically, instead of like you work with the agent one by one with your thread, you can do thread maxing. Thread maxing means like you can ask the agent to deploy multiple threads at once. So let's say if you have like a long running or like a bigger task, then you want the agent to deploy multiple threads that you can monitor later on, and then you can see like in the left sidebar you'll be able to see how many threads that the agent is working, and then from there it's basically like you can do so much thing, and then you'll work way faster by running this thread maxing. And there is also a feature for ask for more details. We get through this. And there is also a feature for presentation preview, chat as context. And then I want to show like a voice, ChatGPT voice. I think that's really good because right now I've been using ChatGPT voice a lot, where I just talk with ChatGPT, and it feels like to me ChatGPT is kind of like closer to real Jarvis. So you can just talk to it, and then the sound is kind of like a quiet nature. Quite natural. So it's easy to just talk through with ChatGPT, and then inside of your ChatGPT desktop apps, then it can browse, it can trigger a skill, it can open your computer as well, or computer app, which is related to the last point, which is computer use. So basically, ChatGPT can access every app inside of your computer. So you can ask it to play Spotify. You can also ask it to kind of like browse App Store and everything. So you can do this, and I think the ChatGPT harness is already good at the at managing a computer use. So yeah, we'll go through this as well. And I want to show like how I use ChatGPT voice and then paper design. to kind of like experimenting with the landing page design, or like some kind of like experimentation where I want to see the design in my screen, and then I just want to talk with ChatGPT. Hey, can we explore three ideas, or like can you change this button and so on, and then by just talk with ChatGPT, and then you can see the change in your screen live. I think that's really cool. So yeah, we'll start with the plugins and settings. So I think previously we have talked about this, but I'll just go through this again. So this is the ChatGPT Work apps, and as you can see here, there is like basically all of the features is available on your left sidebar. And you can see this is the new chat. This is the site feature where you can build your website and then host them directly in OpenAI. There is the automation for scheduling, and there is the plugin, and
Okay.
these are all the pin chat that you can kind of bookmark. And this is the project level that you will be working on whenever you work with ChatGPT Work, right? Because everything when you work with ChatGPT Work, everything will be inside of your project folder. So you need to create your project first, and then from there you can just work from your project folder, and then you can see all of your project folders in here. So we'll go through the plugins. So basically, the plugins, there are two main tabs in the plugins. The first one is plugins, and then second one is skill. Plugin is simply like the apps that you can connect with for ChatGPT Work to connect with any other apps that you use. Right? For example, there is also plugins for computer use. There is also plugin for presentation, Google Drive, Gmail, or Notion, or ClickUp, and everything. Right? So you can just connect. This is the same as in Claude. There is a connector feature where you can connect with multiple apps that you use on daily basis, and this is in ChatGPT Work. All of this is part of plugins, so you can just explore any type of the plugins that you want to connect. And there is also like another way. I think this is really interesting. This is also like a data analytics. So this is the type of plugins that actually built for so the plugin itself is consists of apps, and there is also like company docs, there is email, there is calendar. So in a way that it is built for data analytics work. So that's why when you connect plugins with data analytics, these are all like a entity, or like a entity that actually cover all of the apps required to run a data analytics workflow, which consists of all of these apps. And eventually there is also skill. I think, yes, there is also skill for analyze data, build dashboard and everything. So it's already built in inside of this plugin. So it's easier for you to basically, if you want to work on data, then you can just install data analytics plugin, and then everything will be installed directly into your ChatGPT work. And this also,
So I
yeah,
think window, just one thing, like, just to be very clear here. Right now, I mean, the first time when you opened plugins, it looked like these are plugins synonymous to the connectors that
yes,
are there, right? But when you opened one of the plugins, I feel that this is like similar to the plugins of Claude, not the
correct.
connectors. And connectors are more like the MCP servers that I saw in that data analytics plugin, right? And then there are apps in it, and probably those apps are more or less the connectors that are there in the Claude app. Am I right, or like is it like kind of a mix? The apps are also available in
It's
plugins,
a,
and plugins also has apps. So there is like some confusion, but the at least the one that you opened, that felt more like to me a real plugin that is there in Claude
yes.
as well, right?
Yes. So I think there is kind of like maybe a branding issue here, or like labeling issue, I think, for OpenAI, because like if you compare this with Anthropic, so Anthropic has connectors, they have skill, and they have plugins, right? Plugin is kind of like a
Right.
compact way
Combination.
It's kind of like compile everything from apps, from connectors and skills. But
Exactly.
in the problem is in the OpenAI world, is plugin is kind of like mixed with plugins itself. If you compare the terms plugin, the same
Okay.
as Anthropic, and the connectors as well. So that's why
Okay.
you
So they have apps too.
right, yeah. So that's why let's say for example, this is my yeah. So let's say for example, I have installed like a GitHub, Google Drive, Gmail, right? But I also have this creative production, which if I open it,
Right.
the creative production is have like a skill intake and produce,
Skill and
and it's also have like a
MCP
MCP
server.
servers, right? So it's kind of like a
Right.
package of an agent that built for creative production,
Right. Right.
right?
So if you just open Gmail or Google Drive, what is it like? Is there anything else, or is it just the app that gets connected? So they
Is
only have like the app
yes, and also
and a
skills.
skill
Yes,
too.
yeah, and also skill.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. So at least, so basically, I think then in that case, it's more like if you are opening Gmail, there is always like sort of a skill attached. But if there is no skill attached or MCP server attached, it is more like just the app, which is synonymous to the connector over
correct.
there.
Yes. So
Okay,
yeah. So but again, like my recommendation is just connect whatever apps that you use. Don't connect don't connect everything, because of course like when if you connect everything, then it will kind of like eat your token consumptions. So just make sure like
token.
whenever
Mhm.
you connect apps, just make sure you only connect apps that you use on daily basis. But it's already here. And then if we go to skills, these are also like a skill divided based on the project level. So there are skill based on my project, which is a maker newsletter, and there is also skill at the level of user level. So there is a skill that is built at the user level on your computer, and there is also skill that is built inside of project level inside of your folder. And there is also skill system level at the OpenAI. There is also recommended skill and so on. But at the end of the day, like this is where you can see all of the skills available to you, and then these are skills that you can just easily trigger later on if you open a chat. So let's say, for example, to kind of like to connect with plugins or like apps, you need to use app. So for example, I want to Gmail, right? So and then yeah, I you need to use at Gmail and then mention it, and then you can ask like, can you check my email for the last 24 hours and then summarize it for me, right? So it will get through your emails and then give you some summary. But if you want to run a skill, then you can use a slash command. For example, I have a skill for AI News Intel, right? So this is my skill is basically reading all of my newsletter on my Gmail and then summarize everything for me in the Markdown files that I can see. So this is how I basically keep up to date with all of the latest AI news, because I have subscribed for with multiple AI newsletter on my Gmail. And then this skill is basically go through the AI label in my Gmail and then read all of the AI newsletter there and then summarize everything for me. So yeah, this is how you can trigger skill. Basically the same as with Claude. Then you can use slash and then it will just trigger the skill. Or if you want to mention the apps, then you need to use app. So yeah, that's kind of like simplest way to do it. All right. So I think the first topic is done, which is the plugin and scale, and the second is how to import your project setting from Claude Code into ChatGPT, right? And the way that you import is you need to go through your account in here. So go to your settings, and then there is a new kind of like a new small menu here called import. And if you clicked it, then there are three ways basically you can import a project from Cloud Code, Cowork, as well as Cursor. And then the way that you need to do this is just like you can also toggle this on by keep import in sync. So whatever happen, so this means like whatever happen on Cloud Code projects, it will be automatically sync with uh, OpenAI or like ChatGPT Work projects. But if you haven't done any of this, then you can just click the import on Cloud Code here, click the import, and then you can see like so there is this kind of like tools and setup, skills, command, plugins, and MCP server side. So what does it mean? This means like any skills that you have inside of your Cloud Code projects, you can import everything into your OpenAI or like ChatGPT Work, including skills, commands, plugins, as well as the MCP servers. So let's say if you are already connected with a bunch of MCP servers on your Cloud Code setup, then you can directly just simply toggle this on, and then click import to ChatGPT, and then everything will be imported right away. And it includes the chat session as well. So because like I'm not sure if you realize or not. So whenever you have a chat by using Cloud Code, so so basically all of your chat is somewhat stored inside of your local computer. And then, so whenever you want to import it to ChatGPT, then ChatGPT will uh, check your computer and then get all of those chat history and then import everything into ChatGPT. So you can access your chat history from Cloud Code into ChatGPT, and then and then just click it, and then it will be done. So I think this is really helpful, and I think OpenAI is really doing a good job in terms of like. Making the access for importing from Cloud Code is easier. And I think you can try this. If you already have like Cloud Code set up, then you can just go to import and then import everything from your Cloud Code projects into ChatGPT.
So, window one question over here. So, the sync that is the option that is there. Have you tried like it works both ways? Like, if I edit or have some things updated on Claude, it would get synced over here. But if I have some things updated on ChatGPT, would it get updated on Claude side as well?
Yes, it will. It no, it's not going to be updated on Cloud side, but it will be updated in
Okay.
the ChatGPT. Whatever you did inside of Cloud that affect whatever it is. So, like, for example, right? So, for Cloud Code, the way that they have like Claude.md as the brain of the system, but for Chat GPT, they read agents.md as the brain of system, right? So as long as like, so let's say if you work on Cloud and then somehow you edit the agents.md, and then it will be import like in sync when you open ChatGPT Work inside of this app. So the ChatGPT will read the agents.md as the brain of the system.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything will be synced. So I think this is really good. So and then also like the process for import is also easier. But also like I think you can whatever. Let's say if you want to start a new project, right? You can just start a new project and select local, and then you can just select the folder that you are working on inside of your computer, and then just select it. So I think there will be also like a pop up that will show when you open a new folder, and then the pop up will just make sure like everything that you have inside of your Cloud Code setup will be automatically synced into your ChatGPT work setup.
Okay.
All
That's
right,
cool.
all right. So that's okay. That's second point, and then the third point is I think we are talking about the browser access, right? Okay. So I think the browser access is really cool. I'm not sure like if people actually realize this. So if you go to the right side of the bar, if you click this toggle side panel, and then you can see like the files and the browser. So aside from the browser, you can also see all of your files inside of your folder here that you can access easily. But we'll go through the browser in here. So let's say we open the browser. So if I open my AI, so let's say okay, aimaker.substack.com. So if you can see here, so if I open this and then what you realize is I already logged in inside of the browser in my ChatGPT. So I think this is really cool in a way that uh, everything that you do inside of the browser, you'll be automatically every your data will be automatically authenticated. If you logged in to your Substack, then the next time you open your browser, you'll be already auto logged in. If you logged in with your Gmail, then basically you can log in directly inside of this browser. And then what does it mean? You can ask the agent to browse, and then so for example, you can have a task that tells the agent, "Hey, can you open my Gmail and then unsubscribe from all of these newsletter that I already have, for example, right? Or like unsubscribe and find like an email that I never open, or like the email that is not relevant for me, and then unsubscribe for them." So those kind of stuff you can do. And then what I do is basically I have a skill that actually uh, read that go through my Substack Notes profile and then get the latest 5 Substack Notes, and then record all of the data and then put it on Google Sheet. So let me just show you. So I have like a Substack, log Substack note stats, and then get my latest 5 notes, for example, right? And yeah, and then basically what it is doing is it will open the browser and then go to my profile and then open my latest notes and then get the metrics inside of my notes and then eventually put them inside of my Google Sheet, because now the agent or like the OpenAI can access my Google Sheet, can access my Gmail, yeah, can access every apps that I have provided to the AI. So that's kind of like the way that you can use the agents for, by connecting them with your browser. So so as you can see here, it is opening my uh, it is opening my Substack. So I'm not doing anything here. So it's, as you can see, it is opening my Substack, and then eventually it will go through my Substack notes. So I'm just gonna show you like a bit before we move on, but it is actually really work that you can do all of this sort of stuff with the agent. So okay, so it opens my notes here. So somehow it opens like a new tab, and then open my notes, and I think it should open more notes actually. But let's see.
I
Uh,
think the new tab, it has opened a single note probably. I think so.
uh, yeah. Okay, it's open. Okay,
Yeah,
now now
right,
it looking at my notes, and then I think it just like capture 5 notes and okay, it opens like
right,
multiple
right,
analytics of my notes basically. Whatever that is
right,
doing,
right.
I cannot see, it's just too fast. Uh,
Yeah,
so yeah, so it can read all of my, basically all of my metrics on my Substack notes, and then eventually it will put it on my Google Sheets, and then and then you can create automation here. You can just schedule, and then the schedule is basically run this skill every morning 9 a.m. for example, right? And then it will just run through, and then open the browser, and then go to your notes, and then eventually put it on your Google Sheet, right? Without having you in front of the laptop, or like without having you to monitor everything. So it will just run everything for you. So that's actually really possible now. And so I would just stop here. I think currently it is opening my Google Drive, which is uploading the data and everything. So yes, it
okay.
actually works. Then if I so it actually works. So it is opening my Google Sheet, and then yep. I think I'm just gonna close this. Okay, so I'm just gonna show like this is actually work, so you can do all of this sort of stuff. Okay, this is what it did recently. So I think it's still not yet uploading everything, but yeah, you can do this. And my tips is the way that you can automate this is you need to use a record skill. So there is a new feature in also ChatGPT as well as Anthropic,
Yeah,
a record scale. I'm not sure. Let me check. Yes, this one, a record scale. So basically, a record scale is when you trigger this, and then you will trigger like a screen sharing or like screen recording, and then you can show like how you can show the agent like how you want to automate certain kind of work, right? So what I did with the Substack notes logging data, I would just open this record and play, and then go through my Substack profile, and then click my notes, and then click to my analytics, and then uh, copy paste it manually, and then put it on my Google Sheet. And then once it's done, then you can close the record and recording feature, and then it will become a skill that the AI will try to read the AI will try to watch the recording video, and then it will create a skill based on what it sees on the recording itself. So that's how you can do this with record and replay feature. All right, so
and that's pretty cool as well.
it is pretty cool. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
because of the record and replay, you can absolutely almost automate everything, as long as like you share
yeah,
your screen and then tell the AI what to do and so on, and it will just
right, right,
follow you.
right. And I've seen window that there is. I mean, still it's not that accurate. So once the output comes back, you still have to go and read and fine tune that.
Correct.
So I mean, then don't rely
Yes.
100% on it, but it will give you like 80% or
Yeah.
70% starting point, in a more structured way, if somebody like is not well versed with how to create these skills and all. So it will like remove the first level of draft, you can call it, and then you can go ahead and work on it. So there is question from Des, like, is this browser access, like opening Substack, reading all the notes, putting it into like Google Drive, all this is like, is it like token heavy? um, I mean,
Uh,
I guess so,
yeah, I
but I
think so.
mean,
Yeah, it's
what's
token
your
heavy.
take?
Yeah, it's quite token heavy. Yeah, just make sure like you have a limit to do it. But of course, is I think it's going to token heavy because like it reads all of your screen, accessing your browser, and then eventually clicking through with between multiple tabs on your browser, right? So it can take consume a lot of tokens there.
Right.
So yeah, just be
Yeah,
careful
it's
on it.
similar to like Claude.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's similar to Claude in Chrome,
yeah,
kind of a thing, which also is like infamous for the heavy token usage that's there with it.
right. Okay, so we'll go. Okay, next, sites launch and edit website. So you can basically build a website by using this feature called sites. And the way that you trigger this is, so I have this example. So what I did is just simply like this. You can just simply mention sites here by typing add and then mention sites. And then what I did is just like I simply said like a build me a lead magnet to capture email for my newsletter so they can get my 5 method to audit audit AI agent system for my readers to make sure it works effectively. This is very fake, like this is very surface level
Right.
prompt, right? And what it did is basically, as you can see, like, I didn't do anything, and then it eventually it create a site that I can access, and then it also used the official Substack sign up form that directly connects to
Wow.
my Substack. So if we go to this website, I have this Recway. So as you can see, this is the design. Again, I think this design is really good considering how surface level my prom is, and I don't tell it like to follow certain type of design process. Then I think the design is really good, even though like there are a couple of like hiccups or flaws. But I think like in overall, I think this is good. And as you can see here, this is directly connected to my AI maker, and then this is like the form for Substack for my AI maker. And then if
Right.
people put email here, and then it will directly connected to my Substack dashboard. I think that's really
Okay.
cool. And yeah, I think this works.
And
Yeah,
and we do like, do you are you able to assign different domain names as well over here, or the domain name will always be like
it
chatgpt.sites?
will be ChatGPT.site. Yes, it will be ChatGPT.site.
Okay. Okay.
But you can only change, I think, up until this point, agent
Okay.
reliability audit window. And then ChatGPT site
Okay.
will be kind of like a branded kind of thing from OpenAI.
Okay, so I mean, like, is there, so this could be used for something that you want to publicly make accessible to people,
Yes.
in terms of like, is it like close to the artifacts, I would
Yes,
say,
it is close to
in
the
Claude?
artifact. Yeah, yeah, it is close to the artifact.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can
Yeah,
share.
because like artifacts behave in the same
Yeah,
way, and now they have the dynamic artifacts
right.
which can connect to dynamic data
Yeah.
and update. So
So
I believe they are calling it like more like sites that can be used.
yes. Yeah.
But it would be cool like if they can like allow domain mapping as well, so that like I can have, I mean, create a website into it
Yeah.
and
I
maybe
think
have a domain mapping too.
you can also connect with Vercel as well, right? So there is also Vercel plugins that you can connect. So basically, you can build your website using ChatGPT
Yeah, but
and then upload
right.
it to the Vercel and create your own custom domain as well. I think you can do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, but then it means like you are like shifting the website from the sites to a actual website and manage that infra,
right,
right?
right, yeah, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, so I think this is just
Okay, cool.
helping people to generate website as soon as possible. But if you want to go more custom, then you need to upload for Vercel, buy your own domain, and
Yes.
eventually connect them all together. And then another
Right,
thing,
right.
I also tell it to activate the local host. So if I open the local host here, so you can see in the browser system, it is opening the local host. And then what's really cool is basically if you click the annotate here, then you can edit like
You
all
can
of this
start.
thing. Like I think you can have this edit. You can tell like, can you
Right.
change this
Right.
wording? And also like if you click this setting, you can also change the text directly. You can change the text color, background, opacity, and so on and so forth, design and everything. And then, or like
Right.
if I highlight this and then I would just tell like, hey, can you change the color into red and so on, and it will just uh, do everything for you. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, I think this is very cool because it directly connects to your browser, to the built-in browser, and then inside of the built-in browser, you can ask the agent to edit specific components design inside of your ChatGPT, yeah, inside of your desktop app for ChatGPT.
Right.
So yeah,
And I think like similar thing can be done in Claude side of
yes,
it as well. Like
they just
Claude
launch
has
it as
like the
well.
browser integrated to.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right, right. And we saw it like in one of the episodes
right,
in the
correct.
past as well that we did, where we annotated stuff, took screenshots, and put it back and can edit
Yes.
the site. So that's like almost at par with each other.
Yes. Another thing I want to show is, so I did some kind of analysis for my LTV, for my newsletter, and then I did some kind of analysis, and then it render an artifact that I can use. So basically, so you can see here like there is the data, and the data is basically I can highlight the data, I can edit the data as well. So if I want to edit the chart, then I can use edit the chart like to area,
Ah, nice.
into like line, or like into like a histogram and so on. You can have this sort of like a control over the output that you generate with AI. I think that's really cool. You can also group by,
Yeah,
select your x-axis, y-axis, and so on. I think that's really cool.
right, right.
And you can see all of this data here. And basically, my analysis is if I want to kind of like have a promotion, then how should I charge my price, right? And it ran the analysis very, I think, kind of like maybe 15 minutes, and then it gives me all of this data right away.
Recommendation,
Yeah,
right.
and recommendation how I would, and how much my LTV for my, let's say if I charge for $15, then how much my LTV? If I charge for $10, how much my LTV, based on the monthly retention that I have for my newsletter. So you can have this kind of like analysis done with ChatGPT Work, and then it will generate you all of the data and available to you. I think that's really really good. All right.
And there is a question from Des again. Is there a limit to hosting, or does it depend on the level of ChatGPT account you have? I believe like he's referring to the limit in terms of the number of sites that you can create.
Yeah,
I'm assuming Des over here.
I'm not sure if there are limits, but maybe there are, but I'm not sure how many though. Uh, but yeah, I think you can just try, I guess. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have specific numbers. If I have experimented with it. All right. So the next one is the thread maxing. And then thread maxing is basically you can ask the agent to open multiple threads. And then what I just ask is just, I want you to start 3 multiple local threads to get me latest AI news this week. One search from my email, the other search on the internet, and the other check my Reddit, right? And then what it does is basically it will deploy multiple chat. And then as you can see here on the left sidebar, there will be 3 open chat. There will be 3 more threads that will be open in the left sidebar when it is deploy chat. So basically you can just tell the agent like, hey, can you run this task, but you need to open, let's say, 5 to 10 threads at the same time to deploy all of this. So as you can see here, right, it is deploying the chat here. So it is somehow like deploying multiple sub agents to do all of this work. And then as you can see here, I think yeah. So as you can see here, the chat created. You can open the chat here, and then it will go through each of these chat basically. So I will just stop it. Uh, I will just stop it. But yes, you you actually can just tell the agent to open multiple thread, and then it will just open the thread, and then it will deploy multiple agents that work at the same time to handle your task. So yeah, I think this is also like a this is why the feature itself is internet kind of like label it as the thread maxing, because like you can maximize the number of thread that you want the agent to open at the same time. I think, yeah, that will help a lot in terms of like managing complex tasks. All right, so okay, next is ask for more details. This is actually ask for more details is working like a BTW for Claude. So for example, if we go back to my retention data, right? If I just close this and then wait. Okay, so if I just close this, okay, so let's say the final, so there is analysis for from the agent that the final recommendation is over 20% off and this kind of this detail, right? And then what you can do, you can drag everything here and drag it, and then you can click more details, and then it will open a separate chat for you to deep dive for the the question that you asked by dragging all of these text and everything, and then you can see,
Oh,
so as you can see here, the details of like it explained the key idea behind $12 recommendations is not 20% of some magical discount and so on. And then you can see like the reasoning behind of this, because I just asked it to for more details, and then it open like a separate chat that I can just explore from here. And then I can also tell it like to add this chat to codex. You can also add the chat add the ask for more details output into your current chat with ChatGPT Work. And yeah, and then you can do this, and then you can chat again with the ChatGPT, and then you can explore from here. So I think that's really helpful.
that's what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for brainstorming.
Yeah, and can it like can you like combine multiple chats
Yes,
into one context as well?
that's for the chat as context. So we'll go through this as well.
Okay,
So let's say
perfect.
if you want to mention your previous chat, so let's say I have like a improve free welcome email, right? And then I want to
Mm-hmm.
mention it improve.
Wow.
I'm not sure why it is not showing, but you can do this though. Okay.
So you can use that symbol to like tag chats as well.
Yes, you can do that. Maybe gather this week. I think it's still searching though. Gather this week. Can I use generate as yes. So yeah, as you can see here, these are like
Some of the chats are
yeah, some of the chat that I
yeah.
have. So you can mention your previous chat and then use it as the part of the new context that you want to work on. So for example, let's say,
Ah,
can I drag it? Okay, you can drag it actually. Yeah, so you can
okay,
drag it and
perfect.
then it will be used as the new context for your current
Okay.
chat. So I think that's
Okay.
will be
So
helpful.
window like earlier when we used to, I mean, like I've not used it recently, but earlier when we used to do the chat thing, there was always like a limit to it, right? That how long a chat can go, and after that limit, it just refuses to kind of
Right.
let you chat with it, and then it would ask, and that's why we used to create projects so that like we can have multiple chats and we can keep focus chats for one task, right? So if we try to add the context over here from multiple chats, does that kind of limit still exist, or like that limit has been extended to like something that you have selected in terms of a model, that now it's instead of like, I think it at that moment it was 200K chat window size. Do you have you experienced that if you add like multiple chats and then keep on chatting, would that chat end up into a limit?
I think it will first, it will summarize the chat first before it return anything for you, because like I think it will compact everything first though, because like
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
because it doesn't really make sense to use all of your history chat, because it will consume all of your token as well, right, in your current chat. So I think there will be there is a compact features that is doing behind the scene there. So when you mention a chat and then you ask it like, hey, can you tell me what is this? And then I think it will somehow summarize everything uh, before it
Okay. Okay.
returns anything for you. So yeah, I think that's how it works though.
So it's more like compact with the
Yeah.
instructions that we have in Claude.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But
Okay. Okay.
but I think it opens up a new access, a new option, I guess, because right now you can just mention it and then just put it right here and then just use it
Okay.
as a separate context. I think that's really helpful.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next is presentation preview. So basically, you can open a presentations. I have this. Okay. So you can open any PPT inside of your, inside of your local file computer. So I will just like tell it, open it with presentation, and you need to first you need to install the presentation plugin, and then tell it like
Okay.
if and tell it to open a presentation using the browser for your PPT file. So as you can see here, you can select, you can see all of your presentation here. And you can also kind of like annotate them as well. So if you want to change something and then you can describe the change, and you can zoom out. You can zoom in and zoom out. I think this is kind of helpful to if you work on PPT or like if you work on slide, then you can just show it on your right side bar and then edit them manually as well. You can do that.
Perfect.
All
Perfect.
right. Next, the last two, which is ChatGPT Voice and Paper Design. So I'm gonna show like a ChatGPT Voice, I guess. Let me see if you can still get this in time. So I will open this and then talk with uh, I will just talk with ChatGPT and to create like a landing page for my lead magnet uh, and create the variations for it by using paper design. So for example, paper design is I use paper design for designing everything. So if you can see here, I have a paper design to just create my new logo. This is my AI Maker new logo. So if you guys see on my newsletter homepage right now, I have this new logo that I just work with ChatGPT and then paper design. And then this is
So
the
window.
final. Yeah.
I yeah. I'm not sure about what is paper design. Can you like share that
Paper
a
design
little?
is like a Figma. So it's like a Figma,
Okay.
but I think the whole apps or like the whole output of paper design is built on HTML. So and because
Okay.
the nature of the agent is really good at HTML, right? So it can
Right.
modify your design. You can create, for
Okay.
example, I have this my LinkedIn carousel design that I work with. This is my LinkedIn carousel design, as you can see here. So these are all
Okay.
built by ChatGPT or Claude. You can also use Claude as well. But and this is all built by HTML because the nature for the paper design is using HTML. And then from here, I would just like export everything, export it, and then download to
Okay.
my computer and then upload to LinkedIn, for example, right? So that's how you do it. And then
Okay.
that's kind of like the possibilities that you can do. But for this example, I would just talk to uh, ChatGPT in case it can
So
create.
you can connect the paper design app to Claude or ChatGPT
Correct.
and then work from there,
Yes.
similar to like Figma and
Yes.
okay.
Exactly. Similar to like Figma and everything. So but first you need to open the new file, and then you go back to the OpenAI, and then just talk with the voice mode. So say I will just talk to with the voice mode. Hey, can you build me a new landing page for my newsletter for building a new lead magnet, but just focus on creating the hero section and then create multiple variations, maybe 3 to 5, to help me figure out what sort of the best way to build my landing page and build this by using paper design MCP. So I'm muting my voice. Oh, all right, all right. Can you still hear me, Dheeraj?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm muting my voice. So I would just tell the agents to basically build like go to my paper design. So if you can see here, I go back to my paper design, and then as you can see here, it is working on five
Hmm.
multiple design for my landing page. This is how I build my
Perfect.
logo. Basically, I will just talk with ChatGPT voice and then back and forth just talking. And as you can see here, it is working on my paper design, creating the design itself. Uh, yeah, it creates like a five multiple variations, I guess. And then yeah, from here you can just like see wait for a moment, and then until you can see the result. And then if you don't like it, and then you just tell it, hey, I don't like this design. Can you create a new variation from this? And it will just create it for you. So I think this is really cool. And this is not available. If you use Claude Design to do this, you cannot do this. So yeah, as you can see
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, the design is showing, and then this is like the design. It can create multiple variations. I think this is really good. And from here, you just talk to it. So I think, yeah, I think this is the cool thing, and it feels like, yeah, it feels like really uh, helpful if you want to explore multiple explorations.
There is a question: is paper design open source?
I think it's
I
open.
can
I
see.
think it's open. So I'm not.
Yeah, I
I
can
think
see.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think it has a
I
GitHub.
can see the GitHub repo.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
has
I
a GitHub
can see
repo.
the GitHub
Yeah,
repo.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. But I'm currently in the $20 a month plan, because if you want to work for free, there is like a limitation of how many design you can use, or like how many changes you can use. But if you only use like a $20, I think you can do so much thing. And yeah, as you can see here, it creates like a multiple design at once. So from here, I would just, and also like you can just tell it like, hey, if you don't like this hero, and then you can copy this hero and then back again to your ChatGPT and then paste them right here. And can you change this? And then it knows where to change, because it can read whatever components inside of the paper design. So yeah, I think that's really cool. And you can just talk everything with ChatGPT, and then you can see the design live on your screen, and you can just tweak it by staying it by simply just talk with ChatGPT, and then yeah, and then it will do everything. All right,
Perfect. Right.
all right.
Oh boy,
So let me
you're left
stop
with the
this.
last use case.
Yes, we have the last use case, but I'm not sure. So my use case kind of like a dumb. So the first thing is for computer use case, you need to go to plugin first, and then you need to uh, uh, toggle this on computer
Enable
use,
that.
and
Right.
then you
Hmm.
also need to enable on your Mac to allow ChatGPT to access your
Allow the
computer.
permissions.
Yeah, and
Right.
then from
Right.
there
Right.
you can just tell like uh, computer use, for example, and then uh, open open my Spotify and run playlist for running mix. So basically, you can just open my Spotify and run the playlist for running mix, because I already have it, and then it will go through my
Yeah.
open my
Yeah.
Spotify, and it will run it for me. And then you can also do so much thing as well, opening a browser, or like modify some apps, or like using some apps that you don't want to use directly, and you can just tell the agents to do it by computer use, and then it will just do it for you. So as you can see here, it is
And
opening
maybe.
my Spotify. So I didn't open it before, and then it will open it, and it is inspecting my Spotify, and then eventually I think it will run my playlist for running mix. So yeah, I think that's kind of like the example that I can share for today.
That's pretty cool, Window. Thank you so much for the entire walkthrough. And I think like this episode sums up and makes us like in this whole one shot show up to date on all the apps that we generally use these days. The Codex, the ChatGPT Work, as well as Claude, Claude desktop app we covered, Claude Code we covered. We covered a lot of details about how you can connect open source model as well. So a lot has been covered in the past 23 episodes, right?
Yes.
So I mean, like, yeah, if anybody has any questions, I think like there's Hari has a question: what is the best computer use agent, which is not too costly? And I mean, that's what I was thinking as well when you were like walking through that use case of Spotify. I think maybe in one of the episode we should cover like what could be the top five
Of a
general
use case
purpose use
for, yeah,
cases
for computer.
of
Yeah.
computer you use, because I am also like kind of debating in my head like when to use it, when not to use it, right? I mean, a lot of things Claude already takes care of it, in terms of like from the CLI side of it, because it has access to your shell,
Yeah.
so it is able to like cover a lot of things. And then like with this whole Claude in Chrome, or like for example a browser integration, you can like record screens, take screenshots, you can, you know, do all that stuff as well. So I have also not come across this whole computer use general purpose use cases that we can use as small businesses, solopreneurs, or content creators, or you know, any other. So that's basically I think like we should definitely explore in one of the upcoming episodes. I think there is
Yes.
another question: do you still use Claude Code window?
I still
That's a question from
I
Des.
still use I still use it. Uh, but
Yeah.
my but now I'm using ChatGPT more and more. I feel like I feel like the harness for ChatGPT is way better compared to Cloud Code somehow. So yeah, but again, it really depends on like your work style and everything. But now I'm heavily using ChatGPT instead of Cloud Code.
Yeah. But window, like if you we have to recommend, let's suppose if someone asks that I'm like already, like for example me, right, I'm already set with Cloud Code systems that I have set up, right? What is should be the reason that I should move? I basically have the backup codex harness as well. Like when the usage limit sits of Cloud Code, it automatically moves, and we covered in one of the episodes. But I still, because now the usage limits are normalized, at least I'm not hitting them on max plan on Cloud side of it, which was pretty bad a couple of months back. I'm not like moving to that backup harness anymore. And to me, it feels like that $20 that I have, I'm just only using to generate mass scale images from GPT using Codex CLI. That's the only use case that I have left now. Even the backup harness is not. So why should someone move from Claude to ChatGPT?
I think the
Is
first
there any clear cut answer?
I think it's whether Opus 5 is pissing you off or that. I think that's for sure like the first thing, because like I see a lot of people actually don't like Opus 5, and in somehow also like Claude, uh, it somehow like the token spend is really a lot, at this point. So you'll end up like spend more and more, and then hitting your quota faster than it used to maybe. But I think the tipping point for me is I really like the way, I don't know, in some cases, when I ask ChatGPT to kind of like run analysis or like try to understand the project that I'm working on, the answer is way more accurate compared to Cloud Code. This is again, this is just my opinion, and this is what happened with my project repo and my own project harness as well. But whenever I want to brainstorm or like generate a slides or like do some stuff, and also the feature on ChatGPT is also way better, and the app is also way better compared to Cloud Code. So that's kind of like the reason why I use ChatGPT more compared to Cloud Code at this point, because I feel like the output is better than Cloud Code, and the app itself is better than Cloud Code. So, but again, this is my case, and I've tried both of them, and I feel like I'm more comfortable now at ChatGPT compared to Cloud Code.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, yeah, I think maybe we should cover that aspect as well in detail, kind of a post mortem into what's that tipping point as Des is mentioning.
Yeah, and there is a question for
Yeah.
like thoughts on Grok Bot. Uh, I, I haven't really tried it because like currently Grokbot is available only for Cursor Ultra plan, 200 per month. And then I think the main, I saw a bunch of videos already. I think the main difference is more like in Grokbot, they have a system, you can have like multiple agents like OpenClaw actually, and then each of agent will have its own system prompt. So you can have like an agent that work for content creation, agent that work for chief of staff, and agent for that work for like brainstorming or like or like software programmer or yeah those kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of like the way that I'm looking at it, and it's so easy to create multiple agents and then connect them through apps and so on. But I'm not. But I think what I'm seeing it's not I don't know, I feel like for me it's not like really game changing that I need to leave whatever I have now for my Cloud Code setup or my ChatGPT setup and move everything to Grok. I don't think I will do that. And yeah, and the feature is good. Like if you can have multiple agents and then each of agent has its own system prompt. But I already have my own project as in my Cloud Code or like ChatGPT, and then my agent already knows whatever I'm doing. And having multiple agents or like you can run multiple agents and they have multi-system pro, I'm not sure whether it is going to have like a 10x productivity impact for me. So yeah, I would just wait. I think they will for sure will add more features, but right now, considering it is only limited for ultra plan 200 per month, then I would just wait until like maybe lower price, and I would just test it myself. But for now, I would just stick to ChatGPT and Cloud Code.
Perfect. And I mean, like we have already covered how you can connect Claude Code to different models as
Right.
well, like open source in the last episodes.
Yes.
So you can use that here. Window already published a guide as well to connect to Open Router as well, so that you can access to the other parts as well. So I think we can cover one last question. We are almost over
What
time. So
account
Des has
size?
like one last question. Yeah.
What does it mean? Account size?
More like subscription. I think what subscription you are at. I
Oh,
think so.
I'm
Yeah.
so to be honest, I'm still at the $20 plan, but I don't know. I feel like Sol or like ChatGPT is cheaper than Cloud, so I'm still kind of like because I'm still again like I'm not leaving Cloud Code. I'm still using Cloud Code, so that's why I'm still able to sustain my $20 per week basically, and because I'm still kind of like manage my tasks between Cloud Code and ChatGPT, and that's why my spend is not that huge on ChatGPT because I already have everything on Cloud Code, which is my Cloud Code. I'm on the max plan, and this might change. This might change soon. Maybe I will use Cloud for $20 and then move to ChatGPT for 100.
Yep. Yep.
Daniel like a
All right.
$20 Cloud Code and
Then
$20
Daniel,
for ChatGPT.
either one.
Yeah,
That's very true. I wish to get to that stage now.
yeah.
All right, Window. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, and thank you everyone for joining in
Thank
today.
you everyone for
Like
joining.
the session was useful, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. EST,
Yes,
usual time.
and this post will be
All
live
right.
by this Sunday. All right. Thank you everyone.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Des. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you, Daniel.